And I'm so sorry if you guys can still hear me, because we can't see you at the moment, that we're starting so late. But it's almost time. There we go. Okay. Thank you. So let's confirm one more time. You guys can hear us? Hear me? This is, somebody say yes. Thumbs up.
Yes.
Thank you. So this is Laura Meyer. I am president of the United Neighborhood Council. This is our monthly governing board meeting. I'm trying to check and see if we do have quorum. Michelle, is that you on healing the divine? Yes, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have quorum. Yay. I know, just like the and so I'm going to share the agenda in a moment, but I think I want to go through some of our protocol rules for the meeting. For those who are in the room here at Gramercy Apartments, we are recording not just the Zoom video, but we have an AI transcriptor in the computer, and the entity doing the transcript doesn't know who's speaking. It only knows that UNC president is speaking. So anytime you speak here in the room, please state your name, and you'll forget, we'll all forget. And sometimes it won't matter, and sometimes I'll remind you so that when we get the transcript afterwards, we actually know who said what. And okay, and in the meantime, I'm going to do this the hard way, which is you should have done this like that. Well, and then online, we ask that you do stay muted until you are called on, and you please raise your hand as best you can. If you can't raise your hand and we really didn't notice you waving at us, but we didn't notice and nobody calls on you, obviously please go ahead and jump in, but otherwise please wait. And I'm going to share the agenda. So this is our regular agenda. You're going to have a call to order, that's right now, and a roll call, and we'll go through board member voting status. But first I'm going to go through the agenda. We have general public comments and announcements on items that are not on this agenda. We have government agency reports and comments. We do have CD10 here. I imagine we'll have the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. And if anybody else who's on here or on the Zoom is representing a government entity, at that point you will give your report. Then we'll be having a series of 5 to 8 minute items. We're going to have to go really quickly. So the first one will be an update about our event that's later this month at Leslie Shaw Park. We will have a presentation that we've already been giving a couple of times, but off board. So we wanted the board to know what was going on traffic safety. We have a brief community impact statement. Item 7 is another presentation that we've been talking about in committee type meetings off board, but we wanted to bring the board up to date. Item 8, Elizabeth has a bit of a presentation on the climate plan, or we'll talk about it probably becoming a chip plan. Planning and zoning has a couple of items. What's new about that? Other committee reports, and we do have some executive committee items. Oh, we have committee reports twice, so we don't really have that. So I'm going to stop the share. I am going to indicate that we have bare minimum quorum. So if any board member actually is going to need to leave early, you need to tell us a good 20 minutes before you have to leave, because we might be suddenly juggling some items, because there's some things that absolutely have to be voted on. So we're going to try to stick to this order and do it quickly, but we can't lose quorum, for example, before we approve the monthly expenditure report. Okay, Michael, can you call the roll, and you have the status for voting in your mind?
Yes, and maybe. So first, Candace.
Here.
So President Elizabeth.
Here.
Christina is not here. Hunter. Here. Laura.
President.
Joshua.
Here.
Joe.
Here.
Joe.
Yeah. Okay, can you tell us which person you are, Cheryl? We see some names, but not yours.
You talking about the Zoom?
Oh, that was Michelle. Michelle's here. Okay, never mind. We're good.
Communication. Paul is not. Edward. Michelle is here. Tamil. I'm here. Kareem.
Here.
Michael Kimbrough. Here. Chris.
She's not here.
Siobhan.
Here.
Sandra.
Yeah.
Caesar.
Here. I'm here.
Caesar's here, Romeo. Okay. 13. So we did, the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment did send out some emails today to certain board members who have not finished their training, and none of them are present. We said you were improperly included in the list because you haven't been, but you have to take your last little bit of training in the next 2 weeks. So everybody come up. Okay, general public comments on any items not on tonight's agenda, and don't take too long, and let's let Nancy land. I know what you're gonna say, but you only have a few minutes for it. Nancy.
Sorry, good evening. Is everyone able to see me or not see, but hear me?
We can hear you and see the letter N.
Okay, let me try to.
Well, it's okay. Now we can't hear you. Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, so Nancy, we're not able to hear you at this point. So I think I'm gonna have Sandra speak, and then if you can work on your microphone. And maybe you need to log out and log back in. Sandra.
Hi, my name is Sandra Pruitt, and I am frustrated and very disappointed with the handling, the budget funding handling by the city clerk's office. I feel that they are inexperienced and they're making something simple hard. I was on this board a while ago, and when it was handled by Dunn, it was not this complicated. We are volunteers, and I feel that we should be able to have some of the community be involved in different things like face painting and maybe a DJ. Why do they have to be a vendor? So you have to go through the city and pay thousands of dollars to become a city vendor, and then you have to start charging more money. When there are a lot of creative people in our community who would volunteer or take some funds to be a part of what's going on in our community. I think they're making it much harder. They're not neighborly. It said you're not a neighborhood council for a reason. And I understand it's the rules and stuff, but some changes are not always good changes. So we submitted the funding request for this event that's happening in 2 weeks. I did it in plenty enough time because I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And now it is February the 5th, and we just got the funding where we need to do the promotional stuff, to outreach, to get people to come and be a part of it. I got the participants, but the community doesn't know about it. And people make plans with things to do on Saturdays. So and the park is named after Leslie Shaw, and he's the first African-American postmaster, post general that was elected by John Kennedy. So we should be able to celebrate him, and that's what we're doing it for. And his family is very excited because they were with me 10 years ago with the community, and now I don't even have a flyer that I can give them so they can start inviting their family. And it's happening in 2 weeks. Frustrated.
Okay. And we're not commenting that, although. Luckily
No
for you,
commenting.
we have,
No.
The funding came through.
no, we have an agenda item in a few minutes.
Oh, yeah, I'm back.
Okay, Nancy, you're back.
Okay, let's try this again. I'm sorry, y'all taking this meeting from the car today. I hope y'all are doing well. Thanks for the opportunity to speak. Well, quick. So my name is Nancy, Nancy Lamb. I'm the Director of Organizing and Policy at Redeemer Community Partnership. I work on our campaigns to end neighborhood oil drilling in Los Angeles. I just wanted to pop in my 60 seconds to say that it's crucial that neighborhood councils know that the Murphy drill site operated by E&B Natural Resources is located on Mercy. It continues to be a public nuisance in our neighborhood. In November of last year, the South Coast Air Quality Management District issued 2 notices of violation for the use of hydrostatic testing equipment within the 1,000 feet exclusion zone for K-12 schools. It's also important to note that the Air Quality Management District issued this exact same notice of violation for the same issue 5 years ago for the same hydrostatic testing process. So it's clear to us that the operator continues to disregard and harm the health and safety of the 1,300 students attending 3 public schools and the many other families who live less than 1,000 feet from the drill site. So residents are working with Council District 10 to open a nuisance abatement revocation hearing process for the Murphy drill site, and we hope that the board will support that effort. So thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you. Is there any other general public comment? Okay,
Quick question, is there anyone from CD10 who's on?
she's right here,
Hi.
but she's next. If you would like, I want to finish this section. Does anybody else have general public comment? Okay, moving on, Council District 10.
All right, just to get through this quickly, I'm Lisa Rivera. First, I want to go over.
I want, for those on the computer, Zoom, can you hear her? Can you maybe come forward and nearer the? Or come on my side, since there's a space. Thank you. Speaking to everybody, including Mr. Powell there.
My name is Lisa Rivera. I'm the field deputy from CD10. Unfortunately, I don't have any information for everyone for the north side, but I did let my team know who is managing Danielle Marrow's area. If they can give me some information that I can pass through to you guys for next meeting. I know that they have been very active with cleanup, potholes, street lights, and they have 3 people helping in that area right now to pick up every single aspect to make sure that the community members there are getting the necessary support.
Why, Daniel? No, just that she said.
Yeah. So SB 79, I'm gonna discuss just information that I received. Some of you may know with the recent updates that passed for SB 79. Our city council voted in a recent plum meeting to procure software to present options to the council and considering temporary exemption. So we can temporarily exempt sites from SB 79 until our next housing element cycle 2029. If we can.
Can you just go back and explain what SB 70 is? I can't make a reference to that.
Okay, so SB 79 is a Senate bill that recently passed that allows for affordable housing and larger units above the original, I believe, 4 to 5 story building to be able to open up near, I believe it's within a mile of major metro transit areas. So for,
I thought it was a half.
Maybe it's.
That was quarter mile and a half mile.
Sorry.
that's what I thought.
And it's not just a quarter, it's all.
Yeah, so we're talking larger scale housing, right? That houses a lot of people. So with that, what the councilwoman is and the city council are trying to do is, figure out how they can support our areas that have single family residents or R1 zoning, right? Similar, our zoning to what we have in our historic areas, and our nice home areas, right? So what they are doing is city council can temporarily exempt sites from SB 79 until our next housing element cycle in 2029 if we can show that we've met at least 75% of the capability the bill would unlock. So the planning department was instructed to report back with tailored implementation. The local alternative plan, LAP, allows us to meet SB 79 capacity requirements while potentially directing development to more suitable sites. So, for example, we can prioritize development in our major corridors and commercially zoned land rather than upzoning interior residential streets that have single residence homes. The bill requires to maintain at least 50% of SB 79 density on all sites with those zones, but this still gives some flexibility to direct where the density goes within these zones.
It makes that determination.
So the temporary exemption, so basically the software that they're using to showcase what is already available in those zones closest to that half mile, that's what's going to determine that percentage. So if we are allowing anything currently, or if there's already something currently planned, that will be utilized towards that percentage. And then based off of that, that's what they'll show, okay, this is how much more we need to unlock. That's all we have to do and allow.
And Plum will make a determination.
Well, okay, Caesar has his hand up, but I actually have a technical question. They're recommending acquiring the software. But after they acquire the software and do whatever they do with the software, city council would still have to approve
Yeah.
the maps.
So yes, so the councilwoman is supporting this so that we can kind of keep our areas as close to our residential zones as possible by utilizing what's already within those zones and trying to unlock these percentages based on
Okay,
the software.
Caesar has his hand up.
I mean, I do too. Go ahead.
Okay, and can I just remind everybody, this is not we'd love to have this discussion. It's not a planning and zoning committee where we have the luxury of 2 hours to talk about this.
All right, no, I guess I just think that we're in a housing crisis and just trying to exempt more housing is just kind of doesn't make sense to me. And I wish I just let it go and do what the housing element for LA is doing. I think that would address everything and we would solve the housing crisis. But let's just have a discussion some other time.
Michael?
Yeah, last thing. I think in principle, it's a great idea. What I'm trying to understand is the timeline involved to get to the point where they issue a map so that we can then quantify 50
We
and
have only till
75%.
June.
Until June this year?
Yeah. So this is Laura speaking. They have to meet a timeline. I will say, broadly speaking, reason Los Angeles was upset about this, I mean, not Caesar, but lots of elected officials are already upset about this, is that our current housing element already provides aggregately what SB 79 would provide, but not necessarily in each of the places that SB 79 targeted. So I'm pretty sure, you know, that, and that we don't have infrastructure. I mean, there's a number of things, but we don't have infrastructure in place in all of the places that they're targeting. So anyway.
Okay, so that's that. 311. I have been getting emails regarding some 311 items that can be placed by community members. a lot of individuals in this room and online do live within these zones where we're seeing these illegal dumping. So by the time I get to it, it's a few days after it's been dumped, right? What I ask from the community is please put in that 311, whether it's online, the app or calling. You can call in and say there's a large dump, right? Like we had here on Adams and Arlington. By the time I found out about that, it was a little bit, it had been there for a little bit. But please don't just send me a picture. If you see it, say something, right? 311 it, then send it to me because I can spearhead these larger dump sites to LA Sanitation to get them cleaned up quickly, especially if it's near a school. We don't want anyone to get hurt. So if you can, please utilize 311 for streetlights, illegal dumping and feeding, send it to me. And I'll leave my information so you guys have that. Email me the service request number and the photo so that I can partner with the team to make sure it gets done.
I today walked by a power line that looked like it was cut in half and was hanging onto the sidewalk. I put in a request with 311 and LDWP, but it seems
There's a line too, so send it to, so I can call LADWP. There is a line that you can call for any leaking water. Or anything that could pose a risk.
yeah.
And that could potentially be harmful, so they can send out crews right away.
Okay.
Question?
I've put in several requests, and so has Western Heights, about piles and palm fronds, particularly first.
Yeah.
Okay, the other thing is we have locked gates behind 20th and the businesses out on then. Who do there's no way we can coordinate with 311, the gate is locked, we need a key to let somebody in there to go get the illegal dumping back there. So how do we coordinate that?
Can you send me an email with the location? Somebody on your block has to have a key, if not, if nobody does.
Right, no, we have a key, and I have access
Okay.
to the key, I don't know when they're going to do it, and I'm gonna be there.
Okay.
Maybe this is totally the schedule for pickup and like I think we need to
Send me an email, I can ask.
because I can't leave it unlocked,
Ellie,
because that's how we get it.
understandable. So for palm fronds, right now, our office is helping with palm fronds, and we're working with street services, because there is a real big delay on them. So if you can send them to me, I've already gone through the northern portion here today, and I'll be working more towards the south to pick up any palm fronds, large ones. That way I can get them on our rapid response team to be able to pick them up. Okay, big ones, big piles. If it's one or two, if you can utilize your green bin, thank you. But please send me the big piles. We will have Caltrans look at bridges and openings. I have reported a lot of encampments along the Caltrans freeway and any openings that I find. I did find one on Gramercy Bridge earlier today.
We didn't know that there's two of them there.
Yes.
And I have pictures of them, and I've submitted them to District 7. Just so you know, and I've also put in calls to the office, you guys probably already know this, we've had 60 fires in a week. 2 of them were in one day. They're gonna kill somebody, or they're gonna burn down Tommy's office. So we need somebody to go through there and figure out those encampments, and we need to figure out a way to keep them out of there. We need to make that area inhospitable, because they just keep going in there and setting them back up. There was a naked woman wandering around back there today that we had to go back there and try to chase out. And I don't know what else to do here, but the fires went,
This is on the north side.
yes. And for whatever reason, one of them, right, they cleared those.
For the purpose of our transcript, that was Siobhan speaking about the problems in Eastern Heights.
I have partnered, so updates from our last meeting for 31st Street and just quality of life. I did get information back from our superintendent. They did give me a laundry list of each property and what we will move to. I've also sent this over to our neighborhood. It's coming to me, prosecutor. And then we'll have a meeting once because I've received this, and we'll have a meeting on where we can partner for next week as well. We also have a scheduled cleanup coming up. I've partnered with the senior lead officers, the captain, and I will make sure to partner with the next sergeant, who comes into South Division. That way we're all on the same page regarding our next steps for this area. And that way our officers can, ensure that they're rolling that out as well.
This is so do you have any general sense of timeline? I know it's sort of hard to.
Well, there's still some open cases for LEDVS for a couple of these houses, so they're waiting to give them that time. If nothing is done or nothing gets better, then they will be moving to next steps.
Do you know if that's like a standard?
Generally, it takes about 20 days. Well, they've already gone off, but they usually send an order to comply and give about roughly 30 days to comply, give or take. And then they'll send them another notice, basically, there's two steps, but they've gotten the notice, and then the next will be the order to comply or they get a fine.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, question, Laura? This is Elisa. Last but not least, we have Love Hut on, March 14th. Once I get more info for that, I'll give that to you. And then Legends, which is Day of Service, is gonna be February 14th at the Michelle and Barack Obama Sports Complex, and that's from 12 to 2. There's gonna be a basketball clinic there will also be, a cleanup going on, so anybody who'd like to be a part of that, the councilwoman did post it on her Instagram, and I can also send a flyer over.
Thank you. Ally, I'm hoping you'll be able to stay a while and have a couple of cool presentations.
Okay.
That you may have already seen, but that's to be here anyway. Okay. Do we have anybody else who's
Yes.
Thank you. Annie. Go
You see
ahead.
Are you looking for me with this is Ann at home?
Yes,
Okay,
go ahead.
okay. Yeah, this is Ann Hickenbottom, a district rep for Senator Lola Smallwood Cuevas, but I'm working from home. So just quickly wanted to give you a Happy New Year greeting. I listened into your meeting last week, but I couldn't figure out my new computer. But just quickly, just let you know that I am your rep for your neighborhood council. Laura, I met you a long time ago, early on with our story summits for the Black Culture District, which we did get the state designation the end of December. So we're moving forward. That part of the neighborhood council, I think it's Region 5, is in the top portion of the district.
Regions 5 and 6. Yeah,
Yes,
regions
okay.
5
Mhm. Just recently, and I sent you an email, Ms. Myers, about our
Yes.
recent press release. We're proud the senator is working with her colleagues, was instrumental in getting $100 million in the state budget for the improvements for Expo Park. And these are much needed improvements anyway, but we definitely want them in place when we start having the global visitors. The top of mind right now is the budget that the governor put forth, over $350 billion. Over the next few months, it'll be navigated back and forth between both houses of the legislature and ultimately to the governor by the middle of June. So please reach out to me anytime through my email or through the phone calls. We can provide you any more information about what's going on with the budget. Over the next week and a half, I'll be able to report back and I'll get that to you, President Myers, about the senator's specific ledge package. Most of you know her. She's very family oriented and work oriented, and she will be working those angles with respect to protecting resources for our families and our workers. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. This is Laura speaking. So I don't know if you noticed, I put the press release up there on the screen. And so thank you for $100 million. And I'm going to stop that share. I have a question. And it's sort of a mix between the $100 million for Exposition Park and the South LA Culture District. The county I'm gonna say owns a mural that was done for the 1984 Olympics right across from Exposition Park, but it's on a private, well, it's on a county building, but it's adjacent to a private building, a private property, and they're trying to figure out how to restore the welcome to the world mural. So I'm hoping maybe I can connect you to the person at the county, the curator who's working on that project, and maybe there's a way, if not to access this one for restoration. Because again, it's unfortunately right next to a private property and they're not letting anybody on that property to get up on scaffolds for this, for the mural, but maybe there's a way to reproduce the mural, welcome to the whole world for these folks. So I
Yeah,
will
please do send, yeah, please do connect with me. And are you talking about a portion of the property in the northwest part of the park over by the Natural History Museum?
This is on Vermont. It's across from Exposition Park. It's on the county DPSS building, I believe.
Oh, I know where you're talking about. Okay,
And it's
on the west side, on the west side of the street.
exactly
Okay.
facing. But they're having issues. I mean, I'll just say they're having issues
Okay.
even accessing the mural because the adjacent property is not county, state, or city owned. So,
Okay, yeah, please do connect me, send me an email and yeah, I'll see what we can do. Thank you. Thank you all.
yeah. I don't think we have anybody from the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. So we're going to be moving on to number 4, only number 4. So we have a lot to do. Leslie Shaw Park 10th Anniversary Community Health and Resource Fair presented by Unnc, Council District 10, and other community organizations. Sandra is chairing this effort. You've heard her frustration, but now you're going to hear her enthusiasm about the event itself.
Yeah,
And tell us just a little, and volunteers are needed.
volunteers are needed. That's where we are with this now. So, you know, we would say we have 4 shifts, I believe. It's from 11 until 4. So if we can get 2 people every,
Yeah, we have 3 shifts.
oh yeah, 3 shifts and 2 people with each shift would be great. UNC's gonna have a table out there so we can put some birds out,
Right.
you know, give more promotion to UNC so people will see what we do, who we are. Yeah, so you want to.
And then Caesar's we have 2 tables at this event.
Yes. So we want to, anybody volunteer? Anybody want to volunteer? Volunteers? If not, you know, just email me. I had a signing sheet last week, the last meeting, but I didn't bring it back.
And did anyone sign up on it?
Council did.
Joshua just asked us to reach out to the volunteers. So I think we can there as well.
Okay, Joshua,
Do you want to do another sign-in sheet?
yes.
Okay, well, so we'll pass around the sign-in sheet. And again, this is an event that we're co-sponsoring, Council District 10 is co-sponsoring, other entities. And the Shaw family will be there, but, you know, so is there gonna be some sort of specified time when there's people making speeches? Or is it just gonna be a fun day for all?
Yeah.
Fun day for all. No,
Yeah, oh, I think I have it right.
Oh, you do? Okay.
And then I guess I have like a table for them to be at the Shaw family, so we can stop by and with the brochures and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. So,
So
the event,
Joshua, put you
the
down.
funding portion of the event was approved today, and yes, it's. Thank goodness. It's been a chore. It's been a journey. Yeah.
And the equipment has been approved, and the bus too, school bus? Yes. Oh,
It's coming together. It's just now, so.
But now the running around part starts, you know,
Right.
all that stuff was nothing, now who,
Well, and that's the thing, because one of the things we wanna do is. Flyer. the
Flyer,
neighborhood. So I think even she's sending around a sheet, but if you are willing to walk the neighborhood with flyers, put a little note. So that she does, so we're not expecting Sandra to be the only person to walk with flyers.
yeah. So the
Yeah.
volunteer sheet is for flyers as well as the update of the event. Thank you all so very much.
Okay. Next thing, Caesar, did you want me to share the slides or or do you have an updated version? I think you do of the traffic safety slides. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I can share my screen if you don't mind.
I don't mind, just 5 minutes.
5 minutes, real quick.
Real quick. But what the reason we're doing this is that Caesar and a group of UNNC stakeholders, and that's a growing number of people, have been meeting offline because well, Laura's perspective is a little different, because we don't have an official committee chair for traffic safety for UNNC. So we're just meeting, but we wanted to bring the board back into the loop. Okay, there you go. Nope, not that one, not that one.
Wait,
Traffic.
oh, this is not, this is the park
Not
one.
this one. Traffic safety.
Oh, I got them confused.
We'll get to that one.
No.
Traffic safety before?
All right,
Yes.
traffic safety. So as many of you know, our neighborhood is facing a lot of traffic violence for a long time. So this we've been trying to address it as a strategy to get Jefferson, Adams, and Arlington combined to make a, okay, I'm calling it a safety network now, so it kind of like unifies the whole thing. So this morning we had a major meeting. It was like my first big meeting with everybody there. It was Tina Backstrom from Mayor's office. Hakeem was there. Ali was there. And we told them what we wanted. And I guess I can show you. Uh, so you guys, this is a map of all the crashes that have happened. Um, Presented all the data, and
Yeah, I know I told you to go fast, but go a
oh,
little.
sorry, I want to go quick. I just
Like
want to get to the
yeah.
consolidation. Okay.
You're following the directions really, really well, but let them see how many crashes were.
Okay. So for this, in 1 year, we had in the little, okay, so it's not all of Jefferson, it's just a little stretch from Arlington to Crenshaw. We had 45 collisions that were reported. These are like the ones that get reported, not just like bumper to bumper. So in Adams, we had 38, Arlington, we had 32, and our original average is of 25 collisions on similar stretches. Um, so then we proposed what we want on Jefferson. We want to transition from 4 lanes to 2 lanes with a center turn lane. And there's been studies done. The study that was done on Adams, going in that direction, it does add a little bit of traffic, of course, but it does not add it substantially like it is now. Okay, so it does, however, benefit the safety of everybody, even the car drivers. Everybody benefits from having a safer, from a road diet. Okay, with that, we're proposing class 4 protected bike lanes. And this would be like I really want to connect it to Jefferson Beautiful from Figueroa all the way to La Brea, because that would make it a nice connected bike lane, and it would create a 15-mile corridor for bikes that would connect downtown to the beach, and it would benefit a lot of people. Um, Anyway, we're also targeting we on Jefferson, we still want one full traffic light on 11th and Jefferson. That would be because all the people coming down from the south, they use that a lot, but then they crash right there because there's no traffic light. We want to have 7 Hawk hybrid beacon lights, the actual lights that turn red instead of just flashing yellow. We also want to implement 4 speed tables surrounding the school, or in front of the schools on 6th Avenue and Isana. We also want the bulb outs at intersections. We want some bollards at specific places where people are, concentrate, like schools and wherever else. Okay, so this is the idea here. The top image is what we currently have. That's the traffic calming measures that we have right now. And at the bottom is what we proposed. So all the things that have the stars, this is Isana over here with the 2 traffic speed tables and the crossings. This one is the traffic light that we want installed for all the people coming down on 11th or Dengden from the train tracks. more, just everywhere where we want to cross the street that it makes sense. And especially the library, we want to have a crosswalk over here at the library because I know there's one over here and that flashes yellow and it helps, but it's still a lot of people just go fast there. So we want to make sure they flash red. Um, any questions on Jefferson?
We're good.
All right, so on Adams, the main thing I really want to point out is the speed tables again. With there's a lot of high schools and middle schools and all types of community places like daycares and all this stuff. Especially we want to really redesign the right turn on coming from Crenshaw up on Adams onto Edge Hill. There's been so many deaths, and all through that corridor needs to be redesigned now. So hopefully they extend the bike lanes from Adams. I don't know. I like anyway. So this is the what I showed them. Um, the speed tables right here, the reconstruction of Edge Hill or redesign, all the crossings. Um, And that's all I have for Adams. And I think Laura did mention that there is a traffic light on Fourth that I might have missed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks kind of empty, but it is, yeah, people go really fast on there too.
I have a question.
Okay, Michael has a question.
Caesar, with regard to redesign of Edge Hill, that's kind of a vague description. Do you have anything more specific about what you would do there?
Just you know how it is like you're coming down or you're coming up from Crenshaw and then there's like a nice like a fast like just a nice curve to turn into the street. So we just want to block that and just make the cars just go around. Like go around the light. I think that's my vision. I don't know if this makes sense for the engineers. I don't know who actually designs this. But that would be my ideal because a lot of people just really race down this way. They're coming and they just take it so fast. And there's a lot of people that go to the daycares that are here, a lot of people with little kids.
So this is Laura speaking. Michael, you might remember that we had a relatively large group of residents from the avenues and the other side of Adams, right at that intersection, come to planning and zoning, asking for this. So this is, Caesar keeps using the I word, but he really isn't by himself on this. There's been a lot of people involved with all of this. So.
You're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say I, like we.
Well, you're running the show and let's give him proper recognition for that because the rest of us are not getting meetings with the mayor and he is so.
Caesar, I think the visuals are fantastic. This is great. And I'm wondering, can something similar be done for a Western?
Well,
I don't know if I could help or anything like that to get that going.
Yeah.
Is it something similar to this? Because I mean, people are like kind of racing similar to.
Yeah, I definitely I asked Hakeem if the councilwoman Heather Howe is willing to like put her district and make it the safest one out of all the districts and they said of course, so we can include all our corridors. That would be great.
I'll follow up with you.
right.
Yeah,
And
it's a good idea.
so Laura speaking again, you'll all recall that right now the city's Vision Zero team is working on PICO.
I think that's right.
Not for Vision Zero. Venice and Olympic are being worked on related to the Olympics. So, what started, and we haven't even gotten to Arlington yet, but our folks on Arlington, which we're getting to here, have been working hard. But for UNC, if only we had a committee chair. Because Laura just can't take on one more thing. Then we can start envisioning, all of it, but we're years, some of it's gonna be years in the making.
Right.
Especially since the funding right now is probably going mostly to the Olympics. Caesar, why don't you, Ally had her hand up, but
I just wanted to, so one thing, this is Alex speaking, one thing we discussed in the meeting was how I can support with DOT will be on visibility coming from small streets, what we can mitigate from single streets within that corridor. For a whole stretch, western, that would be a guide to the Vision Zero team and the mayor's office to help with major corridors. But for myself, I can help with being there and facilitating with those teams. But as far as the action, that will come from that team, and we can support on a little bit of a smaller scale, all the other smaller things around that area.
And Laura speaking again, there is a planning department plan for Western as well. I mean, in other words, Western somewhere along the way is a high capacity corridor, the same way they're envisioning Vermont. And that's one of the reasons why it ended up on potentially on the SB 79 list. So I have no more information than the words I just said. I don't know if it's even how real that vision is and what a timeline might be. Steve.
All right, thank you. Let's move on to Arlington. Arlington was more of a group effort here. So they really want the speed tables. So we proposed 6 speed tables all throughout, and I've been meaning to ask Ali how many speed tables were proposed. Like I know you guys are already working on the actual thing, but you know how many speed tables do you know them are looking into implement?
There was no amount given, from our last conversation.
Yeah.
It's based off of Oliver's study, which I can partner back up with him, but we would be placing in a, like I said, a smaller zone, not across the entire board.
Okay.
So it'd most likely be 2.
Right. Okay. Well, we proposed 6, and 2 will take. So it's whatever we get, you know. But this is what we proposed. In total, the conversation was about implemented 1 full traffic signal on Arlington, 2 hawk beacons, and 6 speed tables on Adams. 2 traffic signals, 7 hawk beacons, and the redesign of Edge Hill with a couple 4 speed tables and bulb outs in Jefferson. You can see the numbers here, the road diet. So in total, it would be 4 full traffic signals, 16 hawk beacons, and you know, just the corridor unified strategy on just making it safe. You know, we also talked about funding, and there is money if we like, you know, look for it, like the Baldwin Hills Urban Watershed Conservancy, as long as we propose some aspect of greening and you know permeable stuff that has to do with the watershed. We talked to Richard Park, who is leading the force for Vermont to Western, and he told us, or I looked at what grants he had gotten, and the active transportation grants are huge, so maybe we can tap into those as well. And he was very positive. I really like talking to Richard about that. So then we asked specifically, you know, these were our ask at this meeting, to propose a single motion that establishes the UNNC South LA connectivity safety network for the 3 corridors. The motion would direct LADOT to create a unified implementation plan, but allows for independent environmental and funding tracks for each corridor, just in case you know, one is not going through, then the other ones can move along. LADOT coordination, we asked the mayor's office and CD10 if they can request a planning level cost estimate. They agreed on some ends. And then priority designation, this would, okay, we need to, you know, maybe we can ask Council Heather, Council Member Heather Hutt, since she's the role for the Transportation Committee, maybe she can lead the charge on making these priority projects, and then they can go on top of the list and get this done. But overall, the feedback was very, very positive. Hakeem is willing to talk to his team on Monday, and is going to present our ideas to them and see if we can get some feedback from them. So
Okay.
Tina also mentioned the permitting. Maybe we can use some of her hacks, maybe going through the community beautification so we can get some greening on the medians, and get them going. All right. Any other questions about this?
Oh, this is, to keep that up on the screen, please. This is
Uh-oh.
Laura speaking. We need a motion to, pull it away, put it back,
Sorry,
need it back. Need it back. We need a motion to support this slide. Hakeem would like us to provide a letter that just says that UNC supports this. So do we have,
I'll make that motion.
Hunter moves,
I second that.
Green
Second
seconds, and when I say support this slide, I know that doesn't get into the transcript, but I have the slide, so we can do the BAC easily, but can we call a roll? And I'll give you this later.
All right, Candace,
Yes.
Tucker?
Yeah.
Elizabeth?
Yes.
Hunter?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Joshua?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
I'm a yes, Green?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Shalom? Sandra?
Yeah.
Caesar?
Yes.
That's it.
Okay, so we don't need it now. Moving on. Thank you.
you.
And thank you for all your hard work.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys for the support.
Okay, this next item, number 6, is a approved community impact statement for council file number 25-1304 regarding illegal dumping and the feasibility of authorizing designated council aid positions to, meaning people, to issue administrative citations. The proposed CIS is printed on the agenda. This was Teresa's suggestion. And that would be the motion. Is there even any discussion since we see it on the agenda? Question.
I just felt like when we were talking about how city employees can't enter 311.
Well,
What is it?
This is somewhat related to this, but I'm guessing, Ally, this motion that Heather put in, this is the motion Heather put in, would allow someone like you to be trained to yourself issue administrative citations for dumping. That's the idea. For a certain field, certain council positions, those certain positions would be the people who drive the route.
Dumping, and I think, they are moving, well, we would have to get proper training.
Right.
And then there's other items involved that,
Yeah.
So like if you were to see somebody dumping something illegally, you will give them a citation, is
Yep.
that what you mean?
That's what it would mean.
I mean, it would go to investigation. Would have to go to that would have to go to investigation. But this all, once we get into more, it's basically to point us the ability to cite. And then we'll get into the discussion of what we can cite and what training we would have to do later.
That makes sense. And do you support this?
I mean, I'm out there doing the work already.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just training.
Not,
Okay. Yeah.
not citing, but I don't.
So, guys, we have a printed CIS that basically it says we're struggling, the city of LA, Council District 10, UNC, struggles with the escalating amount of illegal dumping. You know, and, there was a 36% increase last year over the year before of illegal dumping. So the motion would authorize designated city council aid positions to do just that. Do citations. We have experienced the problem of illegal dumping and we strongly support the motion. That would be the CIS. Yeah. We don't have a motion. I'm trying to get the motion on the floor.
Yeah, no, I'll support the motion, but it's still that. Catching some of your hand, it seems like, you'll get 0.01% of the illegal dumping. To side. See, is there a better way?
So we don't have the ability to cite for it currently at this point. I can do 311, just like every other community member.
Well, you didn't say how often in your career have you caught someone actually dumping at that point?
So what I'm getting at is we are not asking people. So this is not just to cite for that, like there's more of a scope of it. The illegal dumping is not us catching it, it's more so the investigation. Yeah, but we're not gonna see them.
Well, did you cite the apartment complex?
I don't know yet, so that hasn't been rolled out.
And Elizabeth, what they do actually, they who do site for this, they actually look at what was stopped and see if they can identify. Because I have known people who hired haulers, and they dumped it, and then, a couple weeks later, the person who hired the hauler gets a phone call, because their letters with their names on it were in the dump. So, so they do investigate, but I don't know that this motion relates to the details. I think the motion is just to expand the ability of every council office has staff field deputies whose job it is to drive the streets and try and solve constituents. Give them another tool in there. Yes.
So Laura, we had talked at the last meeting about, we were saying that city workers, I guess, couldn't do that. Is this part of that too?
Now,
No.
that's a suggestion for the charter,
Oh.
to allow the city workers a much expanded
To
ability
dial 311.
to
Report.
dial 311 and report. A house just burned down. I'm reporting it to building and safety because it's now a nuisance. And city workers are not allowed to do that, or at least not all city workers are. Okay, I'm really trying to move our agenda.
Yeah, I just want to get that right.
But we are interested in blight, so,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's related to, but not exactly the same.
Got it. Okay, so now we're gonna call the question.
I need a motion and a second. I mean,
Our motion.
okay, Sandra, Pruitt.
I second.
Corinne seconds to adopt the community impact statement as presented on our agenda,
Yeah.
which again, you can copy and paste.
Are you done?
Got it done.
Candace?
Yeah.
So Chris?
Yeah, there.
Sarah? Oh,
Ladies, come in.
Elizabeth?
Yes.
Christina? Hunter?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Joshua?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Yes, Green?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Siobhan? Senator?
Yeah.
Caesar?
Yes.
Okay, Showking has joined the meeting.
Okay.
I don't think she can vote on this item because she literally just joined. Okay. Hi, Showking. Okay, Caesar, I think I'm gonna share the next set of slides, because what I put on the agenda was,
First mile.
it's first file, last file, item 7, but what I put on the agenda, let me read this again. Actually, go ahead and share your slide. And then we'll just talk about how, Metro will be approved a updated version.
Sure. Here it is.
Unless you, there you go, okay.
All right, so we also met last week with the Metro's first mile, last mile team. Hakeem and Ali were there as well. And we were talking about this particular situation. Let me slideshow this, maybe make it bigger. This is the pocket park the CD10 proposed in last July, and we were trying to just figure out if what's going on with the feasibility, and it doesn't seem like Park and Recs has gotten any work on it, or so we're trying to figure out who's responsible for doing the feasibility, and we figure out it was Park and Recs. So we gotta reach out to them and see where they're at. We also wanted to reach out and talk about the alley. This is the alley, and this is the Expo's Crenshaw train stop, which is in one of their plans to make this like nice walkable to get to the train station for all these people. Colleen really gave me the great idea to call this the Paseo instead of an alley now. So we're gonna call this the Paseo, Expo Paseo. I think I really like that. Anyway, so that was that was the thing. We talked to them. Were there any updates? Not really. Um, we mentioned this and they had no idea, or Metro didn't know about this particular presentation. We told them like, yo, can you do something, like give me something so we can start applying for grants or anything? And I feel like we didn't really get much. I think today they replied with a lot of information.
Well, you
Uh,
didn't see my nasty response.
I did read both of them, but I had too many things going on, so I haven't really processed what was really said. So yeah, it was a like, okay, we gotta talk to Park and Recs more than anything for this particular meeting. We are thinking of greening up there are alleys that have been greened up in the past through some measures. We did reach out to Lani and they replied back. We're gonna meet with them, see if they can do something. I told them about the Leslie Shaw event and the sticker station we got going on for that particular pocket park that we're trying to make it happen. Um, and we asked for any other. Oh yeah, so I did remember this one. Ask if there's any other first mile, last mile in that particular station. And I think they said no, but there's like a mobility hub being placed in. So I don't know what that means. I need to understand that in deeper. And that was
So
it.
if you'll unshare, I'm gonna share the stuff that I then found right after the meeting.
Yes.
So I had, Laura ended up having a snarky response today because, right after this meeting where they didn't know anything,
Who, Park and Rec,
Metro,
Metro,
the Metro planner said, we'll look into it. And I Googled and found it right away, an actual Metro board meeting in July of 2021 approving the first mile, last mile group of projects around the Crenshaw, including the greening of, what did we call it now?
The paseo, the Expo Paseo.
Expo Paseo, which that's a very nice phrase. So this is what I found on the Metro website. See, you can see this, right?
Yeah.
So this is again what it is now. Okay, I need to make it smaller. And there, sorry, he's much better at sharing screen. So the existing street, the Paseo, and then they're proposing a change to it. No change to the right-of-way width, but integrate permeable parking, paving into the full right-of-way, convert a few of the parking spaces to people places. And they're showing this plan. But wait,
Okay.
and then they're saying,
I love that picture. I'm like, wow, why can't we have that everywhere?
This is
this is an alley. This is Metro board reviewed and voted to approve this plan for Exposition Place for what we might call the Paseo on Expo.
When
But-
did, when did they move?
2021.
Before,
As part of a group of,
after the pandemic, 21.
well,
Yeah.
after it started, yes.
inside
The bubble.
Yeah, yeah,
Well-
inside.
Well, what they did was, so again, the first mile, last mile concept
Mhm.
is system-wide. The idea is that for people who, if we want people to take the train,
Right.
then when they walk, when they travel to the train, when they travel away from the train, it should be shady, it should be green, it should be
Friendly.
pedestrian friendly, it should
Yeah.
be pleasant.
Yeah.
Well, multimodal, because they might have a
Yeah.
scooter, they might have a bike that they took on the train.
Yeah.
So the first mile, last mile. They've been talking about this for Crenshaw Expo for 15 years. In the same report, I found multiple references to prior meetings, and I found my own name on one of the sign-in sheets, just for clarity.
Wow.
And they had focus groups, I mean, so this was going on, and then the K line started, so this has been going, we now have 2 trains that meet there.
Wow.
And nothing has been implemented. So what they did at this meeting at the Metro Board was they actually approved the Crenshaw Expo plan, and there were more than, this is item 7, but there was 1, 2, 3, I mean, some of them relate to things that are within our Unnc, and some are in the adjacent neighborhood councils, and they approved the final proposal for all of them. But then they also kind of prioritized and rated them. So our little expo Paseo did not come out on top, but it was approved. So that was a couple of years ago. What the email today, and Caesar's confusion was, from the quick look, was they also now are talking about the Crenshaw Expo Mobility Hub, is what they called it.
Yeah.
And and they said it's already funded. And they listed, you know, better Wi-Fi, some bathrooms on the I mean, in other words, nothing wrong, but also planting trees on Crenshaw between Jefferson and Expo. And it's like, wait a minute, the whole east side already has trees. You don't need to plant the trees, they're there, they're the big mature ficus. They may not be great trees, but they're shady trees. So, and then the last thing they wrote is, and we'll be starting community engagement later this spring. So I wrote, I said, this is a personal note. Unnc hasn't met on this yet, but are you starting community engagement after you've decided what the project is and you got it funded? What, I mean, that doesn't, you know, that these may not be the community's exact priorities. But on the other hand, they seem to have got, I know they got federal funds. I know that because we, Unnc, were asked to comment on the federal project last year. So we did, and they got federal funds. Yes, Mike.
Okay, so we're talking about a city building that has a pass-through alley
No.
that connects.
No, this is not a city building.
These are like warehouses.
It's a warehouse, but you're
All the way.
Block lane,
A
an
warehouse.
alley. Exposition Place is a street,
right,
and then it is an alley.
okay,
But it's a paseo, it's a.
I understand, I've walked,
It's right, it's the primary,
there's a DWP or some kind of government.
No,
type building.
no,
No, you're not talking about the same area there.
no,
Off of Crenshaw.
it's east of Crenshaw.
There's a teacher French on. And yeah,
There's no DWP.
so if I'm not mistaken, there's a,
No,
I could be,
No,
but I've.
there's houses on the south and businesses on the north.
And they're like
side.
warehouse business.
The warehouse is exactly on the east side of the tax.
North side. This is
It
an
was
east
never-
west down. Yeah.
You have to look at
I'm
it there.
thinking of a north south.
No,
No.
no,
Okay.
no.
And Laura, one more thing, I was, some years ago, Metro was supposed to have given some money for Jefferson to be, remember?
I know.
From Arlington to Crenshaw, what happened to that?
Yeah, that was Elizabeth's project, if I.
They're supposed to fix the tree well.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
And when were you on the board?
Yeah, for the trees.
10 years ago, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, for that, anything.
And it didn't happen. Yeah,
No, we got.
well, you got the ones on Expo,
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
on the Expo, but nothing ever
On
happened.
Jefferson.
And then it was funny because I was fighting for natives. They were pushing back, the head guy was pushing back, his whole team were following him. We were exiting after I got on the partial like agreement. And the head guy turned to one of them and said, I didn't know you were such an environmentalist. And she said to him, my son's name is Oak.
Okay, so. Yeah, so anyway, this is a lovely schematic. And it would, I think if this could happen,
it's fabulous.
we would all,
Yeah.
it would be fabulous. And then the final thing that they wrote in their email today is, you know, we did design, you know, we did do some planning for this, first mile, last mile, but it's in the hands of the council office and, LADOT. And it's like, really? It's not in the hands of Metro at all? Because
The
the
money
first
is-
mile, the last mile was supposed to be a Metro project.
Right.
Anyway,
So the question-
Yes,
I'm sorry,
no, please do, because I'm just ranting.
in fairness, the folks that from us that were in that meeting were the first mile last mile team, and they made it very clear that they are planners.
Right.
And that Metro plans first mile last mile, but does not implement
Oh,
first mile last. So, you know, they vision and they report and they do plans, but when it comes to actually doing it, that's left to other agencies. So I don't know how much, how much traction we get from, advocating, choosing my words carefully, to Metro, for funding for these projects. We might have to go elsewhere for these projects, because the vision is very, very powerful. I would encourage all of you to look at the support. It is, when you look at this image and you go, yes, please, I'll have lots of bills. So lot like that's for that. I know what I'm, but I just want to add one little comment. And I'll connect it when I'm talking. Picture an encampment. Picture dumping. Because we see these pictures and then you take it to the community and they say, and I'll tell you why, and I've heard it from another member of council. You know, how are you going to prevent it? How are you going to prevent the encampment? And we're not preventing the encampments these days. So how can we have that? That's not real. So just that. It might be real in 5 years, but it's just.
You're saying, listen,
When you take.
no, I think, yes, absolutely. You're saying that as long as it's miserable, no one's gonna build an encampment there.
But you're gonna have local opposition to a greenscape when they say you're gonna take something clean
Right.
and you're gonna put these nice things and then you're gonna, I'm just saying that's what I hear.
Right. Okay, Caesar has his hand up and I'm gonna stop the share because I don't know how long he had his hand up because I couldn't see it.
No worries. I was thinking that maybe we should write a CIS for this project to maybe get a motion from the councilwoman to direct LADOT to do the feasibility again. Maybe we can already give them what Metro did and be like, is this still the cost?
Right.
I'd be willing to write it.
So what I would like to say is, yeah, that'd be great. And whose committee?
right, okay.
I can do.
I mean, I think we should take it back out.
You just said you would do it.
See, the
Well,
thing
see,
is,
you'll just do it, but we'll
Yeah.
need to bring it back to the next board meeting, is what I'm trying to say. For
Yeah.
approval. Oh, okay,
done.
done.
Number 8.
Oh, now it's a
Start
little bit.
going.
And you want me to do?
Not one for 1 minute.
I didn't want to, but I'm sorry. Okay.
We're gonna go back a little time and we'll cover.
Did you want me to do the slides or no?
So, I'm visiting other neighborhood councils and other groups, and it's very exciting. It's very interesting, as part of my campaign, I'm getting to know people. So, for example, I went to, Mig, and 2 things. One is that there's going to be a pocket park on Western and Gage, right? And the people were excited about that, and there was a month of planning. It's very complicated. And then when the folks at the meeting discovered that there was nothing to prevent an encounter, there was sort of uproar. So how do you know this thing? They're getting, like, hey.
I'm trying to figure out how to do.
Just so you know how people's opinions are. Here's the thing, when the cop came, there was a police officer there, and he said, there will be, I guess, the Olympics, or maybe they're hiring 400 new, police officers for Los Angeles. There was general acceptance of that, there was, right, and that's an interesting thing here in Los Angeles, like, I think it's all the bad, yeah, rightfully so, I asked if those would be local hires. And he said, no,
Where they coming from?
they're coming from the outlying areas, we have where they have cop training,
Okay, so that's related to the.
and on King to Century, the city spent $47 million on exactly what you were talking about on Arlington.
again, it was a group meeting and the city planners were presenting their $47 million plan for Western for the Olympics. And the people in the room said, we like your idea, we'd like to give you some input, or can we give you input? And they essentially said, these are final. We've been, just like you guys are saying, we've been funded, and there again was like a little bit of, pushback. You didn't ask us, those of us who've been in the neighborhood for 50 years, I'm like, 50 years, sorry, what does it matter? Going back to Mayor Bass's climate implementation plan, there were 50 people on the call. They were NCSA, Neighborhood Council Sustainability Alliance. We'll people were real experts. I'm going to walk you through the basics. Slide, going back. Next slide, please. Steve, Mayor Bass, can you make it bigger? Mayor Bass's approach.
I'm trying to figure out how to make
climate.
Somebody, Hunter, help me make this bigger.
And the first bullet is that it's based on previous action. No argument there. We have been an environmental city since the 1930s, when over 40,000 trees were planted. So the Big 12 Palms, 1930. And, you know, fast forward to 2006, a million trees, LA, 2007 green LA. So we've done a lot of stuff. We've put a lot of things in place. So let's build on that history. You know, partner with city departments. I'll come back to them, but of course that makes sense because they have the skill set and the funding. Prioritize environmental justice and a just transition with equitable economy. No argument there. And stakeholder engagement. Okay. Notice it's not partner with stakeholders. Partner with city departments and stakeholder engagement. I'll come back to that later. Next slide. Slide 2, there's a lot of repetition here. Same text. Build upon the past. Include departments. Emphasize importance of local action on climate change. And that is, in the picture, you see the local action. Is that people have buckets to fill with food and put in food. So engagement is there. We can all think about our own practices to see how well that engagement is going on. But it does reduce methane in landfill. Next slide. Climate cabinet needed a little digging. Climate cabinet, who is that? Well, that turned out to be 15 specific individuals in the city. And those are many head departments. And then 40-ish LA City departments, about 40 departments. They draft plans, they have working groups, they revise the plans, they follow up, and then they quote, finalize goals, objectives, and target action. Makes sense. Next slide. Again, sounds good. Key metrics. Maybe the next one.
Maybe I'm missing a slide.
So I think that.
Yeah. Key metrics are key. And then here, what we're doing and objectives, what we're doing, and I'm going to focus on the program, who's we, what we're doing. Next slide. No arguments here with these rock solid principles. Act with urgency, confront climate crisis, center equity and environmental justice, improve health, resilience, and quality of life across all neighborhoods, prioritize high growth jobs and inclusive economic growth, and commit to transparency and accountability.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's
Do we know?
I don't know.
These are not Elizabeth's slides, this is the mayor's slide.
And then finally, I like climate resilience goals. I consider these big.
Okay,
No,
I'm having a little
no,
trouble getting to
There.
there. We go.
we want these visions. We want to see a clean, connected, and healthy city that improves quality of life. We want to see climate resilient neighborhoods. We want to see a thriving green economy. We want LA to be seen as a global model. Okay, so I say the UNC can support start now. Absolutely. It's getting late, but it's not too late. We can support clean streets and clean air, which correspond with lower rates of illness and disease, higher quality of life and health outcomes, And because it's straightforward and doable, the air is cleaner than it used to be. The street could be cleaner, that's straightforward. Climate resilient neighborhoods, I think Laura and I sort of exchanged an email saying that's really the most life-saving thing we can do. Keep people coolish when it's hot, keep people warm enough when it's cold, but we don't have that problem really. Keep fire out of our lives, and if there's a deluge, keep people alive and not so wet. A thriving green economy, we all want it. I'm out of time, I'm not gonna do much more. So slide 7 and on are goals 1, 2, and 3. They're more concrete. But while laudable and supported in spirit, these are complicated and long-term. What I would suggest that we do, that we support as an NC, is narrowing the focus to the goals that are possible with the forcing function of the Olympics. And then getting the people behind it, getting us to support this run up to the Olympic and saying, these are the things we can do for the Olympics. Expand installation and use of solar, community solar and battery storage, more and more.
Is that on any slides or is that?
No, that's really,
Okay.
help on the range. I make every paper good and food container compostable and make sure that every venue will have an easily accessed food waste bin. A huge public push to get people into the spirit and get the skill set. Start as soon as possible so that people can build their skills and city pride. And like an executive order by Mayor Bass to get all vacant lots cleaned and planted with native wildlife.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Right, no.
Under we have a life. I mean, I like the fact that it's something that puts us on the map.
Yeah.
Cameras in our streets,
That's true.
visitors.
like that.
And so I think our mayor wants us to be proud of our city, and she wants us to be proud of our city.
So are we?
So I can share my bullet points of what specific, but that's my suggestion.
And you would have it for turn in, because it has to be turned in by when?
Well, that's
Say
the
March?
next issue.
Didn't say March, didn't y'all say?
There's some unclear.
Okay.
So let me jump in for a second.
Oh, wait, let's give you.
Yeah.
You did it, good job.
Just saying, I'm jumping in for a second.
Oh,
Not coincidentally,
okay.
about 4 days ago, the planning department, that's not the mayor's office, the planning department released a draft open space plan, open space element. So I didn't think the two would be related until I actually opened the document. And so, the last time the city did an open space plan was 1973. And that's a long time ago, but the state has mandated that all municipalities to do open space plans. So when I started quickly coming through that plan, it turned out that a huge amount of it is climate change and plan. I mean, it's overlapping the mayor's, only it has a much longer view. And we don't know what the mayor's physical plan is, we just know what the presentation slides were. But the Unnc's Planning and Zoning Committee is gonna be taking a look at the open space plan and presenting, I guess, in March, our comment letters for approval. But I'm just wondering why we have these two different efforts. I mean, well, it is how the city works, but as a city, we should have a single vision for biodiversity and tree canopy and climate change and.
But it probably should be, I'm sorry, it probably should be, what the president said, planning and zoning, because they don't have the fluctuations of all.
Right.
It's Mayor Bass's baby event.
She leaves, it finally.
Exactly.
Well, exactly, because she's redoing their settings.
I think would be I think would probably be receptive to the idea of giving a push for the Olympics and choosing the things that help our city shop.
Right.
And then hopefully that starts the momentum. I recommend that everybody try to get to one of her showing events. It's a real job. Yeah, it's the neighborhood cleanup. The next one is still Martha.
Right.
So,
Not seeing them so much.
for the
Thank you, Elizabeth.
for the purposes of bureaucracy,
Uh-huh,
what we'd like to do is authorize Elizabeth to draft a letter
yeah,
that reflects what she just described, and
Yeah.
allow executive committee to approve the final version. Are
yeah,
we good with that motion?
yes.
Somebody making it? First motion, make it. Kareem makes that motion. Hunter seconds that motion. Some people aren't listening, but that's okay. And let's take a vote. So again, it'd be Elizabeth,
Elizabeth's gonna, I'll write that.
write it up. Executive will approve the
Approve.
final letter.
Kareem, could you be my accountability coach?
Okay. You get the bother her.
Yeah.
Keep
Okay.
mine, too. Keep mine, too.
Okay.
Candace,
Yes.
Sabrina?
Yes.
Elizabeth?
Yes.
And Hunter?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Joshua?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Yes, Green?
Yes.
Michael? Yes. Siobhan? Sandra?
Yeah.
Peter?
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
UNC Planning and Zoning Committee.
Oh,
I don't have a draft letter. I just want to quickly go through what we're talking about on 9A, case number ZA 2025-4777. Conditional use number 2, that's what the CU2 is. At 2275 through 2289 West Cambridge. Okay, so, the location is Cambridge and Western. It's the site of the former Pacific States University. Oh, yeah. You, Corinne, may remember it was hugely controversial 15 years ago because the university kept acquiring one and then another property going east along Cambridge, including 4 or 5 houses.
Yeah.
And then converting them into various kinds of institutional uses. The zoning was R2, big fight ensued, building and safety to code enforcement. So ultimately, Pacific State University sold the houses, they're back in single family, were residentials anyway. And eventually,
I don't know.
several were.
Me, I walk by there every day to go to the gym and they all look like they're the same.
Well, at least one of them actually is a single family home, I know, because
That's okay.
David, some of the people next to,
For work then.
no.
No, I don't know.
No, I mean, but because, yeah, but I think the closer you get to the old university, the more likely it's not really being used, because the homes were kind of wrecked up.
Yeah,
I mean, the insides were gutted, not wrecked, but made institutional.
yeah.
But anyway, those are not a part of the project, proposed project. They have been sold. Pacific States University moved to Wilshire Boulevard. There is some adult business school function still going there, but they sold the property. And the new owner wants to convert the lower levels of some of the buildings into childcare. And that's fine. Nobody has a problem with that. The only question that UNC's Planning and Zoning Committee had and has is, what about pickup and drop off? We want to make sure it's on the
Safe.
campus and not in the street.
Yeah.
And have it added as a condition from the zoning administrator. So that's the only comment we want to put in the letter. That's with y'all.
Yeah,
Do we need a vote, or are you guys just gonna let me have the letter approved and accept?
yes, yes.
I have a question. Didn't the state just say that no more childcare facilities can be opened in the city? Didn't we just have that happen like last week or something?
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, maybe
I don't know.
but I'm pretty sure that.
You have to research it, then, no.
Yeah, I will research that, but the ZA will probably really research that, zoning administrator. Okay. But do you guys feel we need to vote?
No. No, we want to do the letter of grant exactly.
All right. And then the next one, though, you do need to stay.
Number 10? Oh, no,
Yeah, no,
9B.
yeah, sorry about that. So as I'm pulling it up on the screen, and I hope you guys had a chance to go into the agenda packet. So you'll remember, maybe, where to let me try this again. You'll remember that in December, I don't know how to get to the share.
While we're waiting on that, Joshua, could you give me your email address so I can email you regarding the
Sandra,
volunteering?
I need your help.
Yeah, I'll drop it in the chat for you.
Thank you so much, Joshua.
What do you need help with?
Well, I've got a Microsoft Word document, it is open, but when I try to share it. No. Oh, am I sharing, up on the screen, are you guys all seeing on Zoom a letter to Ken Bernstein dated February 5? Yes. We are, but are you seeing it on Zoom? Anybody on
No.
Zoom?
We are not seeing that. We see the expo.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is a problem.
Yeah, it's not there.
I'm trying to do that.
Yeah, it only uses those two pop-ups there. Close out those pop-ups. And it'll be good. And
Okay,
then, yeah, you can share.
now, how do I get to?
Yeah.
There we are. Okay, now I'm gonna talk fast. In December, we sent a letter to a whole bunch of people at the planning department, including the named people on the addressees and then others who are farther below, about objective design standards. We have not had a response, not even an acknowledgement that they received the letter. We know other people received the letter because among other people, I was copied, we sent it from the president to email, but we also don't have the District 10 have the letter. So no response whatsoever. We were saying in the original letter, we want more transparency in their activities. We want more public outreach. They're moving really fast to impose these so-called objective design standard without actually having any community input. We said we didn't want one size fits all. We wanted to make sure that all the other historic districts were not orphaned. They were only saying they're doing it for HPVs, blah, 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 blah. We've had no response. So this is a follow-up letter. And it's a little bit strong. Planning and Zoning Committee voted to say this is a good letter, but you guys may disagree. So this is a follow-up letter to the first letter. We have not had any response from you. We are not sure what specific protocols the planning department has regarding responsiveness to neighborhood council requests. It seems that the minimum standard would be to say, yes, we received your letter. Others who were copied and acknowledged receipt. More importantly, our initial concerns remain, plus we now have additional concerns. We ask that you be transparent and to outreach broadly. Instead, it turns out that the department is pursuing focus groups, very small, very private, hand-picked people to discuss the concept of objective standards and possibly specific proposed standards. Obviously, none of us were in these meetings. And while hand-picked focus groups might have been very appropriate months ago when you're trying to figure out the project, it seems that when you're trying to finish the project, that's not when you start your focus groups. So we're saying, when exactly are you planning to have public meetings that include neighborhood councils, residents and property owners and historic districts and other preservation advocates? Also, in our letter, we had requested a copy of the SCAG is Southern California Association of Governments, of the grant itself. And we never heard from them, but we got the copy of the grant from SCAG itself. And I mean, in other words, the community members did public records requests. And then it turned out that there was also a presentation to city council. So we've seen the actual grant request. It does use the phrase historic district interchangeably with the phrase HPOZ. So even though we have been told by the Office of Historic Resources that the grant prevented them from doing other districts, it doesn't seem to be an accurate statement, since they themselves use both phrases interchangeably. Let's see, so I'm back to the letter. We've also seen the project itself vary from place to place and from audience to audience, because we've been doing a lot of research. And so it's hard to know, even after doing all the research, do these standards apply only to certain kinds of housing infill? Do they apply only in residential zones? Do they apply to housing developments on commercial streets? Are they including if you expand an existing historic building?
Try the figure eight knot.
A who? A figure eight knot? Yeah. Okay, anyway, so given that an important role of neighborhood councils is to provide input to city departments, UNNC requests that LADCP actually reply to this letter and our prior letter without further delays. More importantly, please immediately schedule approved public workshops to engage stakeholders in transparent discussions about your ideas and theirs for objective design standards. Okay, do we think this is too strong?
Absolutely not.
No, I use fine, but also.
I am used
Yeah,
by.
y'all find it.
Yeah, I know we're all amused or bemused by it, but I mean, seriously, do we think it's too strong? I mean,
Do we need a motion?
Well, we
I think it's
do.
too- Okay, our motion that is fine.
I'll make a second. Yeah, that's fine.
That's it.
is
like
there any
that.
further discussion?
No,
Okay,
we need to call.
we do need to do a roll. Yes.
Candace,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Elizabeth,
Yes.
Hunter,
Yes.
Laura,
Yeah.
Jonathan,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
You said that in the chat.
Siobhan, Caesar.
Yes.
Okay, Candace, I think I mean, I know we have other committee reports twice on the agenda, but we gotta get this MER approved.
Okay.
And then the number 3, that little funny question as well.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna find the MER while you start talking.
All right, so we did not spend a whole lot of money in January. We spent $743.99. And the expenses for that are, the subway, the food that we provided for other events. Where we provided food for the homeless town. And then we also paid our storage. The storage bill is up to $362. So again, I'm still trying to massage and find somewhere that won't spend as much. And then supplies and starting and final for the homeless town. Those are the 3 things that we spent money on in January. Keeping in mind, January was short and we had a meeting and a bunch of other things. I also had an adjustment. If you love to look at our public spending page, we had to make an adjustment to the alert because I filled it out but forgot to find it. So I signed it and uploaded it, and so you should be fine with that.
I would love to make a motion to approve the MER.
Who was this?
Who was the second?
Elizabeth.
All right, Candace,
Yes.
Chris, Elizabeth.
Yes.
Hunter.
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
Joshua,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
yes, Green,
Yes.
Michael. Yes. Siobhan, Sandra. Yeah. Excellent, Caesar.
Yes.
Great.
Okay, item 3, do you want me to take this? Okay, so, we might be, if we say yes to this, attempting to avoid being an event sponsor and doing something a little bit different. So South Seas House reached out to us and some, to help support the spring extravaganza, which actually now is Saturday, April 4th, not March 28th. And that might make it a little easier for us, but they're looking for donations. We can't make donations to a park. We can't pay for third-party vendors. So normally for events, we find ourselves in the role of having to sponsor, which is what pain in the, So what we are gonna ask, if we vote yes that we want to do anything, we're gonna see if what we can do is table at this event for outreach, our purposes, and pass out snacks as part of our outreach, so that we're not an event partner, we're not an event sponsor, we're just, for our outreach purposes, gonna hand out wrapped snack.
Love that.
So if we vote that we want to do anything at all, so that would be the question. So, what I put on the agenda. And I just arbitrarily chose a number is up to $500, and fine if you guys say, oh, a lot less than that. But, the agenda vote would say we could spend up to $500 for. Probably not candy, I mean, this is like, there's so much candy there, because we have Easter basket.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's wraps. So, but it has the right amount of money.
Are they charging us for the table or?
No, we're just trying to finesse.
Yes, and so, we kind of wrap around with, the Leslie Shaw Park Day and the homeless count and the tree event. We used to be able, so I feel like when I first started doing this, you used to kind of be able to skirt it a little bit without like filling out the event form. But now every time we vote to sponsor food for an event, it makes you a sponsor. So you have to fill out the long form, you have to fill it out at least 30 days before, and now what's happening is like, either they're reviewing it a lot harder, I don't know what they're doing, but like, we sat down and we made a budget probably 2 weeks ago at this point now.
Oh, definitely.
And yeah, and turned it in, and they're like, well, where are you buying this, and what are you doing this? And
It was the 17th of January that we met.
I just don't remember them doing that before.
Yeah, so.
So, yeah,
No.
and so now they're asking for more details,
Even if we say we're buying like food or something, they wanna know where, if you're gonna get some kids activity, they want to have all that broken.
Where we were buying crayons.
Yeah.
and
And we put
before,
Amazon,
right, and before they didn't ask. And
we
so-
have to be so
so
specific.
hopefully with something like this. Like if we're, they don't ask with all, they're just like, what's the fee, how
Yeah.
much does it
Yeah,
cost?
and there's no, and so there'd be no fee in this case.
Right.
It's just,
Yeah.
the fee is, well, there's the fee.
Well,
We have to have a couple of volunteers from 10 to 12 on Saturday, April 4th, sitting on a table. That should be
Yeah.
too hard, to 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I move, but is 500 agreement? I move that we spend up to $500 for our outreach table at the upcoming South Seas House Spring egg.
Extravaganza.
Wow.
And out wrapped snacks.
Yeah, that'll give us freedom to buy something not.
I'd like to keep that open maybe, definitely the $500, it's just that there's cute little things in candy colors or, you know, in pastel colors you can give out, like little pens.
Oh, yeah, no,
We
we
can about something like.
oh, we can do other outreach, but for this purpose, we have other outreach material.
I just, even for little kids, they get a lot.
Little stickers and stuff, and little,
Stuff left over, we're buying kids stuff already.
okay. Well, just make sure, well, I think, what to say is, we won't need $7.
$500 for kids.
Giveaways.
Giveaway.
Yes.
And you have to break that down too.
The kids giving.
You got to break that down too, you know.
No.
Oh.
That's what we're trying to avoid.
We're just saying, we're gonna take a look at the table before that and give stuff away.
Okay, we
Okay,
did a motion,
did the motion,
okay, second,
Candace seconded.
okay, so we're ready to vote?
We are Candace,
Yes.
Chris. Yes. Elizabeth.
Yes.
Hunter.
Yes.
Laura,
Yes,
Joshua.
Abstain.
Abstain?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Michelle?
yes.
Yes, Corinne?
Yes.
Michael? Yes. Siobhan?
Yeah.
Sandra?
Yes.
Peter?
Oh, Caesar,
Uh-oh,
can't lose my body.
he's here.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I got distracted.
No, please,
So I'm gonna very quickly, homeless count, I don't,
how was it?
there weren't very many people by the time I left who had shown up. However, Tori did tell me that they did manage to fill, cover the entire group.
Oh, good.
So but
Right.
it was very disappointing in terms of the number of volunteers who showed up. And I think it's got to do with lots of being in such disarray.
Yeah.
Allie, did you leave before me or? were you there longer than me?
Something else with the city doing great job.
I'm not gonna think about it.
Yeah.
Like here.
So there weren't, by and large, we
Yeah,
didn't see,
email.
we don't, guys, too many people are talking.
I think it was the time.
Yeah, I think, well, I think it was, I think LASA didn't do any of their usual PR and outreach. And then I want to remind everybody, Saturday, February 28th
Yeah.
is our in-person retreat. It's gonna be, it's a board meeting and retreat, because once again, what are we trying to avoid doing?
Having an event.
Having an event. So there will be at least one agenda item, I don't know yet what it is, for the board meeting. And we did have a long discussion at executive about kind of how we're planning the day.
Yeah.
And I think it will end up being here and not some season. And there, because we need the TV connection for visuals.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but that will replace the March board meeting.
If we don't have a million things to do for the March board meeting, but what we might be able to do is replace the in-person. We may have to have a March board meeting anyway, but just do it on Zoom, so ding, 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 ding. So it would have been a replacement, but now we have. Well, we have the stupid open space plan and when we have.
Stupid open space. Okay.
And meetings and they're coming from various directions, so that we don't want to bog ourselves down in at the retreat either.
Yeah.
So we'll just figure it out.
How about parking? Is it about the same on the Saturday as it is right now? Is that parking gonna be as about the same as it is on a Saturday?
It's Washington Boulevard, nothing's going
No
on.
parking.
And plenty of parking right on Gramercy. No parking on
Oh, that's.
this side of today. Okay, I'm sorry, Sandra just asked, I'll just make it broader, where do you park when you come here? Western Heights side, not the Angeles Vista side. I mean, it just takes 100 feet to become a different neighborhood. So the north side is really overcrowded.
Okay, thank you for that.
Okay, is there, Michael, do you have anything?
I think we covered all of the training, stuff. Usually.
This for me, what do I need?
Oh, yeah, we can do these.
You
email
need to
questions.
do.
You,
Alliance. I think it's anti-alliance.
I thought
Oh, the second one.
I did that one, wrong.
You did one of two.
What was it? It was the one.
there we go. Yes, it is the.
It's the second one. On the list. Wait for the minutes.
Anti-law.
Yeah, okay.
It says the website. You're not.
Okay, then.
And that's what this McCullough emailed you and copied me to say. Okay. Minute,
Okay, January meeting minutes real quick. They happened, we were here, we reviewed the agenda. There was a government agency reports, we can keep going. Leslie Shaw event we talked about. The homeless encampment, that's still an issue we discussed. Economic Development Committee Chair was appointed. The climate implementation plan was talked about. Keep going, charter reform, still an issue. And that's it.
okay. Move to approve, anybody?
Oh, maybe Rabia might have been missing from the list.
That probably was the case.
Well, she was certainly here.
Yeah, and her name is listed later.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Okay, so besides that, which I will update and re-edit, everything looks good?
Yes,
Yeah.
so the motion would be, but it's by hand, the first minutes, approve the minutes as corrected. If somebody, Kareem did that, yes?
No, we
We
Last
approved the
time we
minute,
didn't.
oh, do we need a BAC because of SB 707? I think we do. Do we have to put that on the list? We do, but. Okay. Kareem's the motion.
Oh, Sarah.
I motion. Oh, okay. Got it. All right.
We're almost there, guys.
Almost there.
Yes.
Yes.
So Chris,
Yes.
Elizabeth.
Yes.
Hunter?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Joshua?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes.
Myself, yes, Green?
Yes.
Shalon? Sandra?
Yes.
Caesar?
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay, so, are there any other committee reports? I'm wondering, I think we're done. You know what, I wanna thank everybody, because I wanna thank everybody. It feels like we're suddenly moving where people are pursuing their passions. And that is so cool, so great. And I hope that keeps going. I mean, I'm talking about Caesar, of course, but I'm talking about the rest of you as well. And that's great, and let's just keep going on that. Thank you. Sure. We're done. Oh, I have to